In last class, we have chance to understand installation part, right? Basically, we started our thing. What are the different components available in Informatica? Different components available in Informatica. We understand in Informatica we have exactly five components are available. Five components are available. And what is the main purpose of each and every component? We have chance to understand it. First component is available, that is called as Informatica Administration Console. That is totally for the admin related activities. Totally for the admin related activities. And second is available Repository Manager. This is for the deployment and managing your things. It is useful. Managing your things is useful. And we have next one that is called as Informatica Designer. This is for the purpose of mappings development. We have chance to understand. Workflow Manager is for the purpose of workflows. We have chance to understand. At last but not least, Workflow Monitor is for the purpose of monitoring your workflows, running your workflows and monitoring your workflows. We have chance to understand. Learning of these five components, one after another, is nothing but your Informatica course. In these five components, we have admin role as well as developer role. As admin, finally we are going to work only with one component that called as Informatica Administration Console. If you are a developer, you should be very familiar with these four components that is called as Repository Manager, Designer, Workflow Manager, Workflow Monitor. Mainly bottom three things, that is Designer, Workflow Manager and Workflow Monitor. These three things are very important for developer point of view. And first two things are very important with respect to admin point of view. Okay, however, second one, that is Informatica Repository Manager, will be having the idea, a developer also will be having the idea, and also admin also having the idea. That is a common point of contact. Now, however, we saw yesterday Informatica installation, we have chance to see. In the Informatica installation, we went for server installation, how to do that one. And also, bottom, we have one more thing that is called as client installation. We have chance to complete the client installation part also. Once server installation and client installation is completed, we need to go for next component. That component is called as Administration Console. Using Administration Console, what we can do exactly. Using Administration Console, we can do, it is a web-based component from 8.0 onwards. And it is used to handle all admin activities. Administrator is going to work only on this component. What do you mean by all admin activities? If you see your admin activities, number one is creating your repository service. And creating integration service, creating users, creating groups, and we have here providing permissions. First one I want to understand, that is called as creating repository service. Creating repository service is nothing but that's what we are trying to learn today's class. Today's class we are going to learn creating a repository service. If you take anything in the world, any software you take in the world, whatever we are doing in that software, that objects are going to store in one location. Suppose if you are familiar with the WebAWE, in the WebAWE, the RPD is going to store in one file, SR7 file format. Reports and dashboards also going to store in web catalog format. Similarly, if you go and see our Oracle database, we are creating one table, let us say XYZ table we are creating. That XYZ table name is storing in TAB tab table, yes or no? So what I would like to say is, whatever objects we are going to create in any software, that is going and storing in some system table. Here also, repository service is nothing but a storage location of Informatica source information we are going to store here, and target information we are going to store here, and the source and target we are going to connect, right? That is called as mapping. The mapping information we are going to store, and also we are going to store task information. It may be session task or email task or command task. The number of tasks are available. Suppose whenever one table loading is completed, I need to send out a mail. That is called as email task. whenever my workflow is running is completed, then I want to do something else task. Okay, that is called as command task. Like this, a number of things are available. Those all tasks we are going to understand. And workflows and etc. information, end of the day, these all things are called as objects of Informatica. These all objects are going to store in one area. That area is called as repository service. That area is called as repository service. Now, this information altogether will store in database schema with the help of file 11 tables. Now, in repository service, totally we have tables. Number of tables are what? 511 tables. I can call this 511 tables are Informatica system tables. Informatica system tables. These 511 tables together will make your repository service. Will make your repository service. Now, first one, if you go and see, starting your Informatica server. Always, whenever you want to work with any software, you need to start the server, right? Here also, we need to start the server. Starting is very simple. Go to start, then control panel, administrative tools, services, select Informatica 9.0.1, right click, click on start. Let me do same job. I am going to the start. This is what the start is available. Then control panel, then we have here administrative tools. Then we need to go for services. Then we need to go for one service is available that is called as Informatica 9.0.1. In my case, I kept here this as automatic. I kept here this as automatic. That is the reason with the system start, it is started. In our case, if it is available in the properties, manually it is available. Then we need to go over there and we need to right click and we need to start that one. We need to right click and we need to start that one. Stop or restart, whatever you want to do, you can do that one. Okay. Exactly. Okay, that's correct. 100% is correct. In your live, let us say you are working as a developer. Okay, in your own mission, we have the client only installed. Server is installed in some other location. One point you need to remember, in our training room only, every 1 hour or every day we used to start the servers will happens. But in the companies, in the projects, one day you started the server means most probably we won't restart that one occasionally. We don't restart that on daily basis. It maybe happens occasionally. If that kind of thing is happening, also proper ticketing tool is will be available to maintain the server. Just like that, will not stop that one. Okay, we are going to raise one ticket, so and so time it is going to be down. Please be aware of this downtime. Like that, we are going to intimate to all the developers and all. And most of the time, stopping and starting server will be totally in the hand of admin. Totally in the hand of admin, not in our case. Am I clear? Now, anyhow, in our training room, whenever we are going to work, we need to start our Informatica service. Informatica service. Once we started our Informatica service, let us move on to the next one. Let us move on to the next one. That is next point. And one more way also I want to cover. This is how you navigate it, right? Start, control panel, these all things. Instead of this one, we have one shortcut. The shortcut is go to the start. There we have the run is available. Click on the run. Then you can type here services.msc. Services.msc. If you click on the services.msc, then automatically we are going to get one window. In this window, we can start the Informatica. Same window, services.msc window only we are trying to open. Same services.msc window only we are trying to open. Now, if people understand clearly how to start our Informatica server. Let us go for the next one that is called as opening Informatica administrator homepage. We have for that one start all programs Informatica server Informatica administrator homepage. This navigation is very simple. I am going for start all programs. Then we have here Informatica. Then we have here server. Then we have here Informatica administrator homepage. Once you went to the Informatica administrator homepage, it is going to open using one URL. As it is opening using URL, can I call this as a web-based one? You can call this as a web-based one. And with the installation, yesterday, did you have a chance to see or not? It is asking one username and one password yesterday. That username and password is nothing but this username and password. We gave a username password, administrator. That is the reason we are giving here administrator. Click on login. Once you logged in, yesterday only you created with the installation one domain you created, yes or no sir? And also one node we created at the time of installation. Yesterday I have chance to show those two things. One is domain you created, second is one node you created. Of course, these all repository services I created in previous batches. Now we need to understand how to create our own repository service. How to create our own repository service. As of now, we completed step 2. Step 2 is nothing but open our administrator homepage and provide the username administrator, password as administrator. Third step is creating repository schema in database. Already I said one point, repository service is nothing but combination of 511 tables. These 511 tables I need to store in the database or not? If I need to store in the database means I require one database corresponding username. I require one database corresponding username. What is that? That one I am trying to create here. For that first point I given as open SQL plus and type as /sysdba, press enter. Let us go and do the same job. I am going to the start, then go to the run. Then we need to type here SQL plus, SQL, yeah, that is one mistake. SQL plus, then one window is opened. I want to log in as admin. That is the reason I am typing here /sysdba. Enter, then automatically we are able to connect to our mission using what's our admin user. Now I would like to create one user, very simple to follow, just try to follow this one screen. We are giving here create a user by executing below commands. I am trying to create a user, itech info identified by itech123. Even though I given in the document itech info like that, don't follow the same names, at least in our lab. Why? Because in previous batch students already may use this kind of names, right? Try to use your own names. I am giving your batch number as already batch number is done previously, that is called as B011. What is that? B011 is completed. Now it is yours is B012. That is the reason I used to prefix always B012. This is your batch number. Now I am trying to create a user, then for clarity purpose let me write in capital letters. Create, tell me sir, user. Just see here and try to tell me, no issues. Okay. Create user. Next what sir? Tell me. B012. Then, sorry, yeah. B012. Next, I want to give here itech info identified by. I want to give the password. Password I used to maintain always standard password, that is itech123. This was the password I used to maintain. User successfully created. Now, if I want to create 511 tables in this schema means I need to provide create privileges or not. For that, actually create privileges are enough, but I am giving here in training room nothing will happen. I am providing what sir? DBA permissions I am providing. Grant DBA to my user ID. That user ID is B012 itech info, then enter. And I want to connect to the schema. I can connect the schema using one option. That option is connect, and username is B012 itech info. And what is your database name? The database name you need to write as ORCL. Enter, password as RR capital and itech small 123. Enter. And remember, while you are writing username and password, should not write what sir? Colon. You should not write. If you write the colon in the password section, it will treat colon also part of the password. It will throw the error. Hence, I am requesting you people don't include colon in the password, and also try to avoid in the username also. Okay, now I want to understand in this one, do I have any records are available or what I want to understand? Select star from TAB. If you go and see it, I don't have any records. That means what sir? In this one, there is no tables are available. In this one, as of now, there is no table is available. In this one, there is no table is available. Okay, right. We have successfully connected to our user and we confirm like there is no rows are available in that one. There is no rows are available in that one. Now, I want to create some rows, right? For that, I want to go for select count star from tab. There is no rows are available. Now, please note that no tables are available in this schema. But end of this one, end of our exercise, we are going to see how many tables are. 511 tables are going to see end of our exercise. Now, let us move on to the fourth point, step 4, configuring repository service in admin console. Configuring repository service in admin console. For that, open your Informatica administrator homepage, provide username and password as shown here. Under domain navigator, select domain. Already I entered into this application, right? This is what my application it is available. Under domain navigator means this is what the domain navigator. Under domain navigator, I am asking you to select domain underscore RRI tech. I selected domain underscore RRI tech. Once you selected domain underscore RRI tech, we have here one option. That option is called as action. If you go to the action, then new option is available. Then new option is in this one. We have one thing that is called as Power Center Repository Service is available. Even if people have the notes, right, just take the pen and try to make underline wherever we are going on. Okay, Power Center Repository Service. I am trying to click on it. If I click on this Power Center Repository Service, creating this Power Center Repository Service is a two-step process. In the first step, we are going to specify the properties for this new Power Center Repository Service. Properties means what? Properties means what is the name of the repository service. This one, anything you can give it, any name you can give it. And description, any description you can write whatever you want. And location, you need not write anything. Automatic location is nothing but your domain what you created at the time of installation. License you can select from the drop down. And node also you can select from the drop down. Let us go and do the same job. I am doing here name is equal to B012. It is a repository. That is the reason I am giving the name as REP, B012 REP. And I am writing here comment line as it is a repository service of B12 batch. Now location is equal to this for the location, license is this for the license, and node also this for the node. I am selecting all the required things. Am I clear? With this I completed first part of the repository service creation. Out of 2 steps, first step is completed. Let us move on to the next step. Click on next. Then database type is equal to I need to select. Here if you closely observe this information, specify the database properties. What properties are specifying? Database properties. Due to this point only, in previous step you created one database username, database password. For this new Power Center repository service, it is asking what is your database type. It is a Oracle or SQL Server or Teradata. What is that? That one we need to select from this drop down. I am going for this drop down. We have here Oracle option. We can select that one. As of now, Informatica repository you can create in as for my license. We can create in Oracle, MS SQL Server, and DB2. You have the chance to take the license with among other things also. At that moment, you get so many options here. As of now, I am selecting here Oracle. And what is the username just now you created, sir? B012. Next, I take info, right? Info I take or I take info? I take info. Then password it is asking. Password is RR capital, I take small 123. And the database name is ORCL is our database name. Once you provide this all information, say 2 radio buttons are available, we need to select properly one thing. Content exists under specified connection string, don't create new content. Is it any content is available under this username, sir? No, just now we saw no rows are available, the statement we saw, right? No rows are available, that means no content is available. So we need to select first one or second one, sir? No content exists under specified connection string, create new content. First one or second one? Second radio button we need to select because I don't have any content, I want to create the content. And here we have one point that is called as global repository. Let us say down the line I want to create three repositories for three different projects purpose. Three repositories for the three different projects purpose. But some of the objects I want to use as a common objects among these three repositories. Repository 1, repository 2, repository 3 things are available, but these three repositories are using some common objects. At that moment, what I can do is I can create one global repository. Common objects all I can keep in the global repository. From this global repository, I can access repository 1, repository 3 can access the global repository. However, I will discuss this global repository later point of time. As of now, don't select that one. Next, version controlling. We are going to do down the line check-in, check-out. Suppose one thing you want to do any modification, any minor enhancement is came, you want to do some modification. At that moment, we will try to check out and we will try to check in, right? Those all things you want to track. The tracking is nothing but version controlling. This also we will discuss later point of time. As of now, I am not selecting anything. Click on finish. Once you click on the finish, you will get one window. This window is showing as execution action. It is giving creation of service contents in progress. It is in progress means what might be happening in the back end, sir. If you go and execute this one, what is happening, sir? 381 tables created and 425 tables created and 511 tables created. Final number is what, sir? 511 tables is your final number. So with this repository service creation, what happened is 511 tables created in the back end. This 511 tables only called as my Informatica repository service. This 511 tables only called as my Informatica repository service. Tomorrow, you develop something in the development environment, you want to move from development to testing. From the back end you want to move means don't touch the Informatica. From the back end only I want to move means what I can do is, the schema is available, right? B012 iTech Info. The schema totally I can export into the testing database. This one I can point to the testing Informatica server. That's what called as back end movement, database movement I am doing. From the front end means we have one more option is available. How to do that one we'll try to understand later point of time. Am I clear? Right. Now you created successfully one thing that is called as repository service. This is what the two-step process. The step 1 is completed. Next we went for step 2. The step 2 also completed. Next we observed here once process is completed, SQL plus execute select count star from tab and notice that how many tables are available? 511 tables are available. Next, changing operating mode from exclusive to normal. What is the meaning of exclusive to normal is, if you go and see your repository, this is what our repository, whatever available, B012 repository. Here repository properties are available. By default operating mode is available as what? Exclusive. If it is available in exclusive mode, then no integration service can read objects from repository. No integration service can read objects from repository. That is the reason normally we used to keep into the normal mode. When this exclusive mode is useful is, if I want to deploy it. Deploy means what? So I need to stop all the servers uses. I need to stop all integration servers uses, then I need to deploy it, right? That is the reason before going for the deployment, we'll try to make this as what, sir? Exclusive, then we'll start the deploying it. So as of now, if your integration service has to use repository service, if your integration service has to use repository service means you need to keep this as normal mode. You need to keep this as normal mode. To keep into normal mode, click on this edit option, whatever available. Once you click on the edit option, it's asking operating mode, what mode you want to select, exclusive and normal, 2 options are available. I am selecting here normal option. Then click on OK. It is going to ask restart the power center. Whatever options you are getting, simply click on OK. Don't select any other things. That's what I given in the notes also. If you go and see, select RRA rep repository, click on repository properties, edit, change the operating mode from exclusive to normal, click on OK, restart properties service by click on OK, like this happens. Now, creating your integration service, Till this point of time, you created the repository service, right? That means whatever you are going to do, those all work is going to store in this bucket. Who is going to read whenever you require? I want to move source data into target. That means someone has to go and pick the source data or not. Who is going to run the repository objects? Who is going to run the repository object? That's where the integration service is available. Integration service are useful to read metadata from repository service. So integration service is going to work on top of what, sir? On top of repository service. This is my repository service means on top of repository service, my integration service will be there and try to read the things. And execute, once it is read the things, it is going to execute corresponding object. Corresponding objects. Object means I am saying as workflow. Object means I am saying as workflow. Simple words. We have two services. One service is repository service. Second service is integration service. Repository service is useful to store all Informatica work what we are going to do down the line. Integration service is useful to read all the objects of the repository service and execute the objects of the repository service. That's it. So reading and what, sir? Main objective is what, sir? Reading and executing. This is what the main objective of the integration service. It is reading from where, sir? It is reading from your repository service what you created already. Now let us go and try to do the process how to create this integration service. This also same process. Select your domain RRI tech. Go to action menu, click on new, click on Power Center Integration Service and give some name as RRI tech _int. In my case, I'll go and I'll try to do the same job. I am selecting my domain _RRI tech. Then I am going to the action menu. Then I have your new option. Then I have your Power Center Integration Service. If I select Power Center Integration Service, we are getting one option name. That name I need to provide. Let us say I am providing the name as B012. It is an integration service. That is the reason I am giving as INT. And the location is equal to by default scheme. License is we need to select from the drop down. Node also we need to select from the drop down. This is also two-step process only. Yes or no? New Power Center Integration Service, step 1 of 2. Specify the properties of the integration service, whatever you want. Now I am trying to click on next. If you click on next, this integration service already I said is going to work on top of what, sir? On top of repository service. That is the reason it is asking, tell me what is your repository service name. That repository service you can select from the drop down. In the drop down, what is your repository service, sir? B012 representative is repository service. And remember, whenever you create one repository, by default one user will be mapped with that repository. That user is administrator. Hence I am providing here administrator user. And password of this one is administrator. And data movement mode, whatever available by default, you leave it and go for click on finish. Then once you click on finish, it is asking you want to run on what node. If you want to run on what, sir? Node 1 only. Click on OK. Now automatically it is trying to run the integration service. The Power Center Integration Service is what, sir? Disabled. In order to enable this one, here I have one option, action menu. There I have one option, click on enable service. If you click on enable service, automatically it is going to enable. If it is perfectly enabled, then only I can say your repository service created and integration service created properly. If it is throwing any error, what is the reason for that error? We need to know and we need to debug that one. Okay, let us see this one. It is showing as the Power Center, the Power Center Integration Service is what, sir? Available. We should see this right mark here. Now, what you did, you created successfully one repository service, the Power Center repository service you created. This is what our Power Center repository service. And also you created your integration service. You created this whatever integration service. Now in your hand, we have repository service and we have what, sir? Integration service is available. That's what I mean to tell you here. If you go and see the integration service process, step 1 is completed. Step 2, I provide these all things. Next, I am moving on to what, sir? Repository manager. Only 2 points to understand as of now. We created repository service. We created integration service. That repository service, whatever you created, I want to add to the clients. Clients is nothing but what, sir? Other 4 things. Other 4 things is designer, monitor, Workflow manager, repository manager. I want to add these all four clients this repository service. I need to intimate that one, whatever work we are doing, please store this all work into this repository. This is our repository service, where I can add that one. That's where we need to go for repository manager. Repository manager is Windows based component. We can do below activities using repository manager. First activity is add repositories to client and create folders, deploy from one server to another server. As of now, we'll see first one, that is called as adding our repository. To add our repository, go to start, all programs, Informatica, client, Power Center repository designer, click on OK. These are the steps what we need to do. Let us go for same steps, all programs, then Informatica, then clients, then Power Center client. Then I have here one option. That option is called as Power Center repository manager. If I click on repository manager, then one window is opening shortly. This was the Power Center repository manager. If you see, by default one window is came. That window is called as welcome to Power Center repository manager. This is called as, did you know that this is called as tip window? What is it, sir? Tip window. Okay, normally it is going to give each and every time whenever you are opening, it is going to give some kind of tip to you. Okay, anyhow, we don't want this one. Click on OK. Then this was the repository manager. Is it opened using any URL? Is it opened using any URL? No. So it is a Windows based or web based? It is a Windows based. I want to add a repository. For that, go to repository menu. There I have add repository option. Click on this add repository. It is asking what is our repository name. What is our repository name, sir? Just now we created B012, then REP. And what is the username by default? Administrator. And we need to click on OK. That is added here. Then I want to connect to this repository. For that, right click on that one. There I have one option called as connect option. Click on connect. If you click on connect, we are getting one window. This is what the window. Okay, now if you go for the domain, we have one drop down. Under this one, we are seeing one domain value, right? But if you are opening first time you are opening, then we won't see in the drop down anything. If you are opening first time, already I used previous batches, right? That is the reason in the domain we are seeing one name. If you are opening first time, nothing you will see in the drop down. At that moment, what to do? You need to click on add. If you click on add, it is asking three names here. What is the domain name? It is asking. What is the gateway host? What is the gateway port? Where I can get these three information? Your domain name is nothing but this is what our domain name, right? This is what our domain name. And our gateway host you want. If you select the node, here we come to understand what is the host name and what is the port number. You come to understand here. This is nothing but my domain name. Now tell me, what is your domain name, sir? Domain underscore RRI Tech. What is host name? Your computer name, nothing but RRI Tech. Your host port number is 6005. In the world, each and every software will use its own own port number. If you take Oracle database, 1521 is the port number. If you take Informatica, 6005 is the port number. If you take OBAWE, 7001 is the port number. Like that, each and every software will take its own port number and all. Now, if people understand these three information, if I want, I can go ahead and I can provide these three informations here. Yes or no? But in fact, already created, right? You can observe that one if you want. If you select domain underscore RRI Tech, if you want, you can observe here, click on edit. What is the domain name provided, sir? Domain underscore RRI Tech. What is the gateway host I provided? RRI Tech. What is the gateway port I provided? 6005. Already I provided that one. You need not worry about it. And normally, what is our habit is, first we will provide the username, then immediately we will provide the password, then we will provide what, sir? Domain name. You should not provide like that. Provide username, then what, sir? Domain name, then password. That is what the order of doing it. If you are not doing in the here, first I provide the username, then I provide the domain name, then I am providing the password. My connect option is enabled or not, sir? Let me do in reverse case. Let us say right click on this one, connect it. I am providing password, then I am providing domain name. Now connect option is enabled? No. So order is very important here. Order is very important. There is a reason exclusively I given that option also here. If you go and see, I connected. Then I am saying as right click on RRITech rep repository, click on connect, provide first what sir? Username, then domain name, then password. Order is very important. In order to get the connect option should be enabled. Now I am trying to give same way. Let us say right click on this one, connect it. Then domain name is this what the domain name, password is this what the password, click on connect. Now I am able to connect it. As of now there is no folder is available. I want to create the folder means you can go to the menu, that menu is called as folder menu. Folder menu I can click on create. I want to give the name of the folder as let us say our RRITech I am giving. So RRITech folder I created, I am trying to click on OK. That's what I given in the next step. Creating the folder, select RRITech repository, go to folder menu, click on create, name it as RRITech, click on OK, again OK. With this we completed creating our repository. Now next one is configuring RRITech database. As the people are aware of it, we are not going to work down the line with our regular EMP table, DP tables only. We are going to work what sir? One set of document is available that is called as basic level document. Basic level document. This is going to work with the EMP table, DP table. This is going to work with what sir? Our own data, our own project data we are going to work. That project data we are going to set up, that project data we are going to set up using this configuring what sir? Source database, configuring what sir? Target database. Both we are going to set up now. This is our RRITech own data. This is our RRITech own data. How to set up that one I am trying to explain here. For that this is simple process only sir, configuring source database of RRITech. For that creating a user SDBU. SDB stands for source database user. Source database user. And for that open SQL plus type slash as SDBA, press enter. This one I will give control to someone so that they will do it. Tapan, you there? Tapan, I am giving control to you. I gave control to you. Try to do this one, sir.
All right.
Yeah, open SQL plus. Open SQL plus.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Then type what is the username sir? Admin ID you want, so slash. Now we want to create the user, but prefix with our batch number so that it will be not through any error. Create user.
Okay.
And no underscores.
Okay.
Yeah, identified by. Semicolon is missed out. Yeah, that's good. Now provide the next statement. Here some type of mistake is there in our notes also. It may be there. I given a RRITech info given, right? That is not the one. What user you created, sir? B012 SDB you created. That's one you need to write. Some type of mistake is available. Please correct in your notes also. Where is the pen, sir? Get the pen and try to correct it. Not required. Seriously speaking, not required. We want to only create statement only we require. Create privileges only we require, but I am giving a DBA permissions. Now grant succeeded. Now let us try to connect to the schema. Connect to the schema. B012. No. What is schema? Your schema is B012 SDBU. B012 SDBU. @ ORCL, enter. enter, and the password as RR capital, I take small 123. Now, if you see select count star from tab, we won't have any tables. Why? Because just now we created this one, right? That is the reason we won't have any tables here. Now, enter. We don't have any tables. Now I have here, if you go and see in your lab copy, this is what the lab copy, what I used to share with you people, right? In this one, we have one folder. That folder is known as lab data. In the lab data, I have one thing that is source.sql, next target.sql. The source.sql is a one. What it contains internally is right click on this one, edit. It contains one table. We need to create this table, customer table we are creating. And in this customer table, I am trying to insert some source data I am inserting. And also employee table I am creating. In this one, I am trying to insert some employee data. And vendor data I am creating, some data is available. Next, product table and some data I am trying to insert here. And invoice table, some data I am trying to insert here. As it is invoice, we have so many records. And line item, some records are available. Like this, some source data is set up here. Some source data is set up here. This one we are going to use as a OLTP down the line. This one we are going to use as a OLTP down the line. Now this file, whatever available source.sql, while you're executing, make sure there is no spaces in the path of the drive. That's the reason I am trying to keep this one high level of the E drive. That means this level I am trying to keep it. In fact, already I available here source and target. Why? Because in previous batches I already did that one. If I replace all, it's going to replace everything. Now I want to run the source.sql, means how to call the SQL file using your SQL pluser at the rate of the path name, right? So write the same thing at the rate in the SQL plus, right? At the rate E drive colon, that's perfect. I think written this colon is wrong. Yeah, colon, no, sorry, I'm sorry. Colon slash colon slash, that's correct. Source.sql, enter, semicolon, enter. What it is doing, sir? It is creating some tables and also it is trying to inserting some data. Finally, create the commit also. Click on the commit, write the commit, because we have some insert statements. Insert statements are DML command statements. That is the reason we need to write the commit. Commit is completed. Let us go and verify, do we have really in this one tables or not. Select star from tab, select star from tab, select star from tab. You should see 6 tables we should see, that is called as customers, employees, vendor, line underscore item, invoice. Okay, and these are all 6 tables what you are going to see it here. Customers, employees, invoice, line item, product, vendor. Now if you want to see one table data, let us go for select star from vendor. Select star from vendor, you will be able to see some data in vendor table. We are able to see some data. Now this one we are going to use down the line as a OLTP database. Down the line as a OLTP database. All my exercises, whatever I created here in this document, if you go down the line, we have so many exercises are available, right? All these exercises are created based on this data only. Based on this data only. Now similarly, we need to configure. Next, what, sir? Target database. That also same process. For this also we are trying to create. We are trying to log in here. We are trying to log into the SQL place and type //HDB and create the user and try to execute the file. Try to do the same process, sir. Yeah, exactly. Down the line we are going to learn the multiple sources also. One source is SDBU. Another source is we are going to use some notepads like that. Okay. And try to connect as a first admin, that is a /as/sysdba /as/sysdba, enter, semicolon, enter. Now it's connected, right? Now try to create the user with the name of TDBU, that is B012 TDBU. This is TDB stands for target database user. TDB stands for target database user. This one I am going to use down the line as our data warehouse schemas, data warehouse schema, data warehouse tables. Enter. and provide the permissions also, grant DBA things, grant DBA to B012 TDBU, enter, and try to connect to this user, that is CONN, and give the username as B012 TDBU at the rate of ORCL, enter, and provide the password as RR capital, I take small 123. And if you go for the select count star from tab, we won't have any tables. Why? Because just now we created this one, we won't have any tables in this one. Let us go and try to see that one. Select count star from tab. Select count star from tab. Count star from tab. Now we don't have anything. Now I will show you my target database here, target.sql, try to right click edit. What is there here is, if already tables available, I am trying to do what, sir? I am trying to drop. Then I am trying to create this table, but I am not inserting any data. Observe here. Why? Because inserting data will happens using what, sir? My tool. Down the line, I am going to do using my tool. Only structure I am creating here. Only structure I am creating. See here, all the tables has only structure, no insert statements are observing here. We are going to insert data into these tables by using what, sir? Our Informatica tool. Only structure I am going to create here. Now let us go and try to, if you see here one more point also you need to notice. A table which is starting with the ODS, that means is a staging area table. What is that, sir? It is a staging area table. A table name is starting with dim or AZZ or fact. These all things are our data warehousing tables. Dim stands for dimension table. FACT stands for fact table. Already people are aware of it. Tables are two types. One is dimension table. Second is fact tables. That kind of project we are going to create using these all tables help. Now let us go and try to execute this target.sql. In our database. For that, at the rate e-drive : / then target.sql semicolon, that's it. And also give the commit option also. Actually we don't want commit, but we have some table alter statements are available, right? That is the reason we require commit. Create table means we don't want it, drop means we don't want it, but some alter statements are available. That is the reason we are giving the commit. We committed, that is successfully done. What is the next job? Next job is we need to start with our Informatica tool. That's where we are starting with our hands-on one. That means till this point of time, whatever you did, it's a one-time activity or not, sir? It's a one-time activity. Creating repository service or server installation or client installation or integration service or setting your source database, setting your target database, these all things are what, sir? One-time activity. Only starting class we are going to do that one. Actually our work is going to start from this hands-on one. That's the reason I given here itself only hands-on one name. Hands-on one is source and target import. I need to do it. How to import the source, how to import the target, we need to understand. This one we'll try to see tomorrow onwards. What do you say? By tomorrow, what is my expectation is everyone should ready with your installation. That is the one thing. And whatever material I am showing here, all material you need to download to your local machine. You need to download this all material, whatever I am showing here. Okay, all these five folders will be available in your local machine. Yeah, if it is asking any password, you need to provide RR capital, I take small 123. That is what the standard password. Files also, that is what the standard password. There is open secret. Anywhere it is asking password, it is a property of RR attack means that is what the password. Am I clear? Right. You can use that password. Right. Let me. Okay, tomorrow we'll start with the hands-on one, sir. Okay, today you can leave for the day. Thank you.